Yeah.
Final word.
Come on with it, baby. And
off.
yes, we're live.
Yes. And we got the playoff dub, Law.
Oh, yeah.
What the haters got to say now?
Man, they moving the goalpost, man.
No way, bro. See, I ain't even been in the loop. Moving the
They moving the
goalpost.
goalpost. Tampa Bay was below a 500 team.
Oh, okay. So
I
now they
can't make
below
this stuff up,
500.
man.
Yeah, okay. So you live on your channel, everything
Oh,
rocking.
yeah.
All right, so listen, we got everything rolling, man. This
The final word.
plane is flying smooth. Shit. Yeah, man. So
Yo.
these boys are moving the goalposts. Of course. So at first we was getting ready to be one and done. Now they wasn't nothing.
The
I get it.
final word. Mm-hmm.
I get it. Yeah, that's how
Yup.
the game
The
go.
final word.
Game dirty. The game
They
is
did dirty with it, man.
Yeah. It's the life of a Cowboy fan, man. So, and I've been, I ain't really had a time to really peek over everybody's content, obviously, because it's been moving fast with the game on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I see you posting a lot, man. Let's go ahead and get a tease of
word.
what you got going, man. Talk to us.
The final
Well,
word.
It's one of those things, man. I always look to be objective with my analysis. But sometimes you just gotta talk about what you gotta talk about, right?
Right. Facts.
Hey, and then leave all of those haters. When we check in over there on the Tampa Bay side,
Yeah.
listen to all of them crying about what we done did to them, and a few Cowboy players, a few Cowboy fans, allegedly, the fickle fan. This is how they sound, man. Hush your mouth, man. man, why you talking bad about Tom Brady? You wrong for that. You wrong for that, man.
Can you please hit that button one more time, bro? Oh man.
Hey, man.
Oh man.
You should have some respect, man. They get mad at my memes, man. They get mad at my memes on YouTube, man. I'm sitting there like, what?
They want you
You're
to show
a
some
Cowboy fan.
respect to Brady.
As a Cowboy fan, literally, there's a comment. As a Cowboy fan, that's disrespectful. You can't be talking about Tom Brady.
Oh no.
Hush your mouth, man.
Hush.
We the boys.
And see, this is what you talking about right here. This is what you talking about. Oh man, let's kick it out, man. Let's get it.
Emotional damage.
Ooh, we got dog. Boy, Law, you wild, boy. We gonna start it off with that. I want to start it off with that.
Oh, let's go with it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Run it up.
Check us out.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
Get it, baby.
I've been really in the field, lot of rush, I love the feel.
love it.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
I do.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I
need
can
no
take you
deals.
to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check us on. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up.
Yeah, your team is a
Lately, I just wanna
playoff
run it
winner.
up. Need them ones, I need
But
them
the
fives,
playoffs
need them
got to
tens, I need that change to the sink. Got blues inside.
I wish you had that Holmes
Greens and pinks,
song.
it's all the same. I
Which
still
song?
We still them boys.
I can pull that, bro. I can pull that right now, bro. You gave me a second. Matter of fact, if you got the link, I'll pull it.
Oh, I don't have the link though. I should have been looking for it.
I found
I
it,
got
but
Holmes, man.
I ain't feel like running that back. You know what I mean? I was just like, been there, done that, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, but
We still them boys,
But
though.
we still them boys, though. Nevertheless.
Can't trust a soul, I keep
go.
a hammer, call it.
Call it too legit.
I've been
All right, we
really
got
in
Big.
the
I see
field,
Big in the
rush, I
building.
love the feel. Lately,
Big
I
just
wanna
came
run
in.
it
God,
up.
dog, Big. Turn your phone to the side, Big, and we gonna be all the way live.
Lit it,
Boom,
baby.
there it
There we
is.
go.
Ooh, we got Big in the building. I wasn't expecting you to come in right now, Big, but I'm glad you here, bro.
Yeah. You have gained a level. You know what I mean?
Look like he getting the sound on. We gonna get it.
Bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
So here we
Come
go.
on, man. Here's the day. Yeah.
My boy say, what up, boss? We winning next week. Run it up. Now, this time, I think we got loud comments feeding in as well as Boss Cowboy Sports as well as Big Game James. So, man, everybody getting their comments in today.
Yeah.
Okay. But go ahead, man. Obviously, we go kick it off with you, Big. And we go start off with your Twitter, bro. You got a lot you've been talking about, boy. You've been extra spicy.
I've been talking.
You've been talking. Hold on.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So yeah, we got you, Big. Let's get Big going real quick. We always kick it off with the big homie. Let's go to your Twitter, bro, because I want to talk about it, because you've been on some good stuff, bro. Listen, Big is different in the playoffs. See, y'all think Big negative. Y'all got Big all the way messed up. Let us get rolling. Let us get rolling like we getting rolling, boy. That boy Big is an optimist. This is what my boy Big said, boy. Listen to my homie, dog. Y'all thought he was negative Nancy. No, that boy say Dallas is beating San Fran with Pumpkin Purdy at the helm. And when they do, I'm going to have a big batch of Kool-Aid.
Hey. Yeah.
Talk to us, boy.
Talk to him, man.
Oh man, well you know what it is. Well, first of all, we slaying dragons out here, right? We slaying them dragons. That's what we were talking about first. And like I said, week 7, I wanted them Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and everybody screaming and crying. I don't want to play Tom Brady. I want to play Tom Brady. I want all that smoke and he and all that. And that team was all that. We proved it last night that they weren't all that, and that feels good because we ended a 30-game road losing streak. Playoff. I mean, we hadn't won a playoff game. We had 7 one-and-dones, 8 straight playoff losses, and it was just bad. So it was finally good to, what they say, get the monkey off your back. So that felt good, but we had the team to do it. So we shouldn't be surprised the way we beat Tampa Bay, right? We shouldn't be as a base, and we shouldn't be surprised that happened to them. But yeah, these Niners,
Big.
I've been on that. What's up?
Man, your sound is muffling.
Is it?
Yeah, it's muffling. Yeah, let's take off the headphones. Let's see if they work a little bit better.
I'm gonna put headphones on.
Oh yeah, okay. So while he doing that,
is that better?
oh man,
Oh,
my God, talk.
Free at last.
Free at last, boy.
Free at last, are we good like that?
What?
Ooh, man, boy, you sound like an airplane pilot. Now.
Man, you sound like this boy that took over the whole show, man. Hold on, man. We gotta hit a button for the big homie, dog, just for getting that sound right. Let's go.
Hey, I love being a cowboy.
Big game, James.
Game changer.
Hey, let's have some fun. Let's have a good time, man. Let's kick it.
All right, let's go, man. Back to what you were saying. Can you start that over? Go.
Yeah. Repeat that, por favor.
Yeah, repeat that. Let's talk about last night, right? We knew it was time to slay dragons, right?
Yep.
That's what we was talking about, slaying them dragons, getting them things out the way that have befallen us for so long. But there's my thing, fellas. We shouldn't be surprised that we beat them, right? We shouldn't be surprised we were the better team all the way around. This was to me though, and I put it on my Twitter, we beat them. That's why I wanted to smoke with Brady or Rodgers, because if we played them that first game, this could be our confidence boost, right? Because Brady was 7-0 against us. Never played us in the playoffs, but he had that thing over us, and it was time to slay him and get him out the way. So you slay that dragon. You dominate that team the way. That's what felt so good. We didn't just beat them; we dominated them. That's what felt so good about that. We whooped that monkey Taz.
Right.
That's what we did.
Right.
And Dak Prescott, it made me feel even better because number one, I was telling y'all, remember when we did it like a couple weeks ago, and I said, listen, Mike McCarthy, I like you a lot. Win this game so we can still feel good about you. Not, you had 2 12-win seasons, back-to-back playoff appearances. That hasn't been happening since Jason Garrett, like Law Nation says.
Right.
So you've done some things that hasn't been done in a long time. So now you come in and win a playoff game on the road. To me, that solidifies what you've been as a coach to the Dallas Cowboys, and to me, what you meant to the program. So I didn't want to leave that. Then we had the Dak Prescott thing, right? We all heard how everybody was, Dak ain't doing this, Dak ain't doing that. I made a post. Dak, you talking about Michael Parsons them stepping up? It needs to be Dak. Okay, well, I think he stepped up pretty good last night, right?
Yep.
I think he stepped up pretty good last night.
Thanks.
And all you haters, you can make all the excuses you want. Oh, that team wasn't that good. Shut the hell up, dog. Y'all would have been talking all that trash if Dak would have played like absolute trash. Y'all wouldn't have said nothing about them Buccaneers. Y'all wouldn't have been playing them like, oh, the Buccaneers on that. Yeah, man, they had a top defense. Now all of a sudden they didn't. Dak came in there, wore them boys out, and guess what? It was 30-30 club, 33 passes, 35 rushes. Yeah, they listen to Big Game James over here because I told you that's the winning formula, 30-30, and it happened again. And when you see that balance like that, like I've been telling y'all with that 30-30 club, Coach J, man, he'll give you life if you listen to him. You feel me? We gonna do this. Now, let's talk about these San Francisco Niners right quick, because I've been talking about Brock Purdy since that Seattle game. What was that, Monday night Seattle game? Right? Yeah. And everybody was hyping him. Oh, Brock Purdy this. Bro, I said, bro, he gonna go down. Somebody eventually gonna get him. And what better way now? What better way now for somebody to turn this dude into the pumpkin, Mr. Cinderella, man? You are gonna be a pumpkin this Sunday coming up. You're gonna be a pumpkin. It's gonna wear out. This is our time for us. I ain't saying anything after that game, but I know this game, we're going to beat you. We're going to beat the Niners. We're going to go into San Fran because right now we ain't got nothing to lose. Let's keep it real. We ain't got nothing to lose because nobody was really expecting this to happen, right? Nobody was really. And guess what? They're going to say San Francisco got the defense. They got Christian McCaffrey. They're at home. They're going to be marching their way to the Super Bowl. Yep. Keep on thinking that because you know how you surprised us last year? It's about to be a role reversal and the Cowboys going to come in. And as I said before, Boss and Law, I told you, 2 playoff wins, big batch of Kool-Aid. It's coming. I don't know what flavor I'm going to drink. I don't know what flavor I'm going to drink when I make this big batch of Kool-Aid because I'm going to have it on the show. It's going to be a big batch. You feel me? A big batch. And I'm going to drink it right in front of you. And I'm going to drink that Kool-Aid right in front of you. But in the words of the great Trick Daddy, this is for all you haters. In the words of the great Trick Daddy. Okay, what's up? Shut up.
Let's go with it, baby. Hey, Big Game James off the top rope, y'all. I don't even have words to say, but this cut deep within the hearts of all of those that's out there hoping and wanting the Dallas Cowboys to lose, to hold that L. Now, I'm hearing a few Cowboy fans placating to the fact that the 49ers are someone to look forward to. Look, excuse me. They are our rivalries too, and bigger rivalries than anybody in our division, believe it or not. We can't stand the 49ers if you guys follow and know your history. So you shouldn't be leaning on the 49ers at all, Cowboy Nation. This is one of our number one threats that we got to cut the necks off, and that's what we should do. And I can't wait for that. But look, let's not dismiss this win versus Tom Brady. Coke 45 looking like he belongs on that bottle now. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, this particular defense, can we give a round of applause for the young guy, Izzy McCarthy? Man, we got to give him a round of applause, man. Can somebody, where you button that big game, James? Excuse me. I know you got one. I know you got one. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Izzy! All I see with this team is continuing to make things happen out there on the field. Look, we lost our left tackle. That's okay. They inserted Tyler Smith. He was able to stand tall all this season. I said to this point and this degree that Tyler Smith should be considered Rookie of the Year. Let me repeat, he should be considered Rookie of the Year because it's so hard to bring forth a left tackle, a guy that all off season played at left guard, but at the tip of the end of the preseason, my guy Tyron Smith meat fell off from the bone, and they had to slide him back to left tackle without a lot of reps, and he stood tall in the gaps. So let's give him a round of applause for this year. Let's give him a round of applause, man.
Clap it up.
Man, we're going to have to give out trophies this year, man. Excuse me. And let's give out a round of applause because to this dude right here, Tyron Smith, man, that boy is good. Look what he done did to David and all of those linebackers. Did you see the film? Oh, my gosh, man. He put that boy in a blanket and said, rockin' my baby. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Smith is something else.
Right here,
you got it, huh? Yes, indeed. I said, you know what? This dude said, all right, hey, let me tell you what you're going to do about this one since you know our plays. Let me show you what I'm going to do to you. Yes, indeed. As old as you are to me and I'm young now, I am your father. Yes, indeed. Look, he's a rookie, baby. He's a rookie. And standing over him. Ooh. Yes, indeed. Hey, all I can hear now from what they said over there, this is what they said over there, y'all. Let me tune in. Let me give y'all some audio to that clip right there. This is what my guy was saying. Come on, baby. That's all I got to say, man, because I'll go on and on talking about Duran. I know he gave up a touchdown, but he still was solid in his game. I love our young team, man. We're doing a great thing on the defensive side and the offense. But let's go.
We got a super chat.
Hey, another big shout out too, though, because I feel like the offense, and this is no hate on Jason Peters, but you remember when the OC was talking about how he rather the Jason Peters play inside and Tyler Smith play outside, right? And I was saying that in this game when it looked like we were sluggish, I was just feeling like, man, can we get Tyler Smith back at tackle and Connor McGovern back at left guard because there was cohesion. I get it. Connor McGovern ain't the greatest guy. I get all that, but there was cohesion, right, fellas?
Yeah.
Isn't what the OC said? We still got to have cohesion. And for you to insert Jason Peters in there and switch it all up and all that, I don't like how Jason Peters got hurt, but I do like how when he did go out, you put Connor McGovern back at the left guard, you slide Tyler Smith back at that left tackle, dog, and then you rolling. And it just seemed like our offense went back to rolling like it was. And shout out to that offensive line because I felt like that was one of the keys to the game was our offensive line. If our offensive line did what it was supposed to do, I felt like we were going to really dominate that Buccaneers team. And they came in there with a mindset, and I really like that because think about it, fellas, we were struggling on the offensive line the last 2 to 3 weeks, right? That was a big question mark, especially the running game, right? And so when they came in, Vita Vea, they had the other cat in the middle, and they were 6-2 when they both played together, Akeem Hicks. And Vita Vea, I believe they were 6-2 when they both played together. So for us to come in 10th and whoop them like the way we did, like you said, have Brady looking like that. And here's the thing. They didn't have no run game, fellas. So we shut that down. Shout out to Jonathan Hankins too, fellas. That's the guy we wanted. You have Melville Gallimore and Quentin Bohanna inactive. And you just had Hankins in there, and he did the damn thing last night and got a sack. You feel me? So shout out to Jonathan Hankins for playing big boy ball. And just the way you knew Brady was going to throw the ball. He threw 66 times, fellas. We made them one-dimensional. And we made them one-dimensional. And like I said, I'm really excited for this San Francisco matchup. You know why? Because I feel like we're going to let it all hang out. And what did I tell you, boss? Road Warriors. This was better for us because I feel like we would not have played this way in Dallas. Just my opinion. We wouldn't have played this way in Dallas because all that other stuff would have been going on. You feel me? So that's why it was good for us to take our show on the road and do the damn thing and play free. And that's what it is right now. How about them Cowboys?
And it's about knowing your team. See, first of all, I want to say this. Shout out to Big Game James. So I know, yes, I did put Jonathan Hankins in the Boss Cowboy guide. But that came from me listening to the big homie, Big Game James, 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Cause I ain't gonna never forget. We was starting to think about the final word. We didn't do it yet. We was thinking about it. And hold on his super chat, he said the offense started to move better with Tyler Smith when we went back in. And he said somebody else with a super chat said, keep your foot on these so-called Cowboys fans' neck, boss. If they wasn't with the balls in the regular season, they don't need to be around in the post. No, they gone. They weeded themselves out. You can't enjoy yourself when you hated on us. Now you gotta be quiet. But what I was saying though is Jonathan came. I researched Jonathan behind Big and put him in the guide because he made the cut. Once I watched this film, I was like, Big not only right, he exponentially right. And when we looking at the Cowboys with their form of aggression, I'm cool with it. I'm liking where we are. I'm seeing growth in our team. I'm seeing growth in our momentum. We made the playoffs back-to-back years. We won a game. What I'm at least seeing right now is I'm seeing improvement and consistent improvement that I have not seen before. And I'm just keeping it real, that I have not seen in years. It was 30 years since we won a road playoff game. 30 years. So all the people, we ain't gonna win. It's been 26 years. When you start seeing us do things that we have not done in 30 years, it's okay to say maybe we different. Big Game James is keeping it real. He stayed consistent the whole year. What did Big say? He said, I'm not drinking a sip of Kool-Aid until we in them playoffs. Did he change? Nope. Now that we in them playoffs, now that we seeing what we need to see, the homie said out the gate, get my cup ready.
Get it ready. I got some drink in my cup.
We got it for you right here, bro. We got it for you right here. As a captain of the steering community, I would definitely pull up some for you. But I'm gonna say this too: if Mike McCarthy was Fred McCarthy or any other name, outside of Mike McCarthy for the Cowboys, he would be considered Coach of the Year. He will be under consideration of Coach of the Year. And shout out to Brian Daboll for what he's doing. I know that he should be a strong consideration too. But let's not sleep on the fact that what we had to overcome in order to get to this moment of 13 wins so far for this season, man, is everything under the leadership of Mike McCarthy. So give him his flowers, y'all.
Nah, you definitely got to give Mike McCarthy his flowers.
Definitely.
And Big.
Yeah. I
want to take another post that you put out there, bro, and just kind of take it, because to me, you and Law had some good stuff. I just kind of want to stay with it. Just conversationally, because you're making sense on your tweets. So Big Game James, you also put out, you said LVE signed a 1-year deal with the Boss. He has stepped up his game up toward the latter part of the season, and he is still young. Dallas still has a need at linebacker. Should the Cowboys resign him to like a 3-year deal or let him walk and draft? Oh, wow. Wow. So what's your thoughts? What did you come up with? And then I try to kind of piggyback off you, me and Law.
Man, it's crazy, right? We were talking about Law. I mean, we remember the videos, right? We remember the videos. We were talking about LVE, Law, and you was saying LVE, Jordan Lewis. Those are the main two guys that need to step their game up. I made a video like in week 4 about LVE still doing those same things. And he just really stepped his game up, man. Like, he became somebody like, damn, we kind of need him. When was the last time we were saying that about LVE, that we kind of needed him back in the lineup, right? And he came in and has done his thing. And now when I look at it now, if he don't outprice himself, I ain't mad if he comes back on a 2 or 3 year deal, because he's 25, I think? He's only 25 years old. He's not old. We need players in the linebacker room, and he could be a mentor if he keeps on playing like that. I'm not opposed to that, and you can still draft another linebacker, right? You still can have Jabril Cox in the fold. You still can have the Damone Clark. Anthony Barr is probably not going to be here next year, right? He's going to be gone. So your linebacker room, and you got Devin Harper, who you guys had on the show a few weeks ago, which was an outstanding show with Devin Harper. Shout out to you guys on that. But you got Devin Harper coming back. So you got a young group coming back. You don't know what you're going to do with Micah Parsons because we don't know what's going to happen with Dan Quinn, right? So there's a lot of things in the air with that. So I feel like if you're going to keep a stability in that linebacker room and it's not going to be crazy price, I'm not opposed to throwing a deal out there to him and bringing him back and let's making it happen. That's me.
I'm for it.
I'm all down for it too. We go ahead, boss.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm all the way for it, and I think he gonna be at a good price. You know, all of us basically just wanted him to return to the Wolf Hunter, and we starting to see the Wolf Hunter. Like, you know, it was some people that was coddling LVE, but I'm gonna say this, and I mean this. I think one of the biggest benefits to LVE and what helped LVE gain was Clark.
Hankins.
Jalen Smith or Hankins? Yes.
I'll go give you my analysis on that, but go ahead.
Hankins helped his game in terms of being able to help him with his run fits, you know, being able to keep those obviously guards and centers from getting to the next level and all that. He takes on doubles well. You right, schematically. I was talking about mentally. You know what I mean? Somebody that had a similar injury that played fearless. I think that, you know, took LVE out his shell and he began to play like former LVE. And I do think it sometimes helps you when you're able to watch people play fearless with the same elements that you had. So I think Clark was a blessing to LVE. I think they still go be a long-term blessing to each other. And I think because of the neck injury and because Dallas was one of the only teams that took a chance on him, he likely go come back for a cheaper price. And based on how he's starting to finish the season, I will be all the way cool with it.
Yes, indeed. I just look at LVE. When you all look at his scouting report, you would clearly see that the dude had issues with disengagement, right? Keeping his pad levels low. But one thing you can say for sure is that this dude can climb, scrape, and he's one of those guys that can cover well. I look back at his rookie year. He had picked off. It had 2 interceptions, I believe, and that would primarily be due to the fact that he was controlling the hook area. So what I can tell you guys when I look at LVE's tape, I look at a guy now that's covering the hook to flat and that can do all of those great things for us down the line.
Yeah, I love it, man. I ain't tripping on it. And so, Law, we go to one of your tweets real quick, a couple of them real quick.
Yeah,
Go ahead, OC.
Yeah.
Look like the Wi-Fi monster got you. The Wi-Fi monster, come in.
He said the Wi-Fi monster.
Yeah, he got you. Yeah, he get OC every time on the initial one. Then OC come back strong. But this is what you was talking about. So you telling me that there are some Cowboy fans that took offense at this?
Yo, they said that, Law, man, you being harsh to Tom Brady. This is disrespectful. Now, as a Cowboys fan, you shouldn't be talking about this. This is not good quality content. You know, I'm sitting there like, what? What? Wait a minute. All of these years, even the dude by the name of Stephen A. Smith, because we know it's a play on words when he say the Cowboys are an accident waiting to happen. We know collectively, for those who really follow the sport, we knew what he was really talking about. He was really talking about the injuries of the Cowboys, and especially primarily Tony Romo, right? That's why he would say an accident waiting to happen. Yeah, what will go wrong, something will happen. You know, what can't go wrong will go wrong. All of that stuff. So primarily, it's okay. It's cool when other people do it. It's a problem when the Cowboys do it. Right. And that's sad, man. Let us talk about Tommy Boy. Let us call him Coke 45. Let us speak with our authority. Because if it was the other way around, They on national TV calling our starting quarterback ASS on national TV, calling our quarterback whack and calling our quarterback trash Scott and all of that. And we can't return the favor. Come on, man. Where your cojones at? You know, he kind of sound like the person that was in that comment. Kind of sound like we them boys. You know what I'm saying? Talking about it's a guaranteed loss. You know, we gonna lose. Yeah, we gonna not hold up to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going to fold up like a wallet or a lunch. No, stop all of the nonsense, baby, because this is what football is about, talking your talk and walking your walk, and let Law Nation and all of us on the final word talk our talk, baby.
Man, say it. OC, what was you going to say, big dog? Boy, no. Boy, that Wi-Fi that took you over today, bro. And look, the Wi-Fi took over Law too. Look at Law still talking.
Like a red Twitter. Law
still talking, and he not even talking.
Yeah, no, let me see if I can refresh this.
Man, we got to figure out this Wi-Fi. See, it ain't me, because me and Big, we good.
What about good?
Now you good. There
you go.
Another camera.
I was wondering. I was looking at Law like, why is he talking? I don't see his mouth moving with it. It was not going together. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
What the other camera's a 4K camera. I'm gonna switch down. I'm switch down.
He had to go to 20K.
Yeah.
20K. Am I good, boss, or no?
You good.
I'm good.
The third time was a charm. Go.
All right, cool, man. So at the end of the day, man, I love all the content, man, and the posts that Law put out, man. The old man pushing Tom Brady. In particular, let me just say this. This would really kill me. And I hope you got this one. The short video put out there showing all the things that I heard was saying about Dak Prescott being a above average quarterback, and then showing him throwing the touchdowns. Oh man, classic.
Oh yeah,
classic stuff.
That video. I saw that one too.
Classic good stuff by Law, man. So at the end of the day, man, the Cowboys just got to really prove people wrong, man, and that's why it's so important, man. We have a deep run in these playoffs, because I just really get tired of the noise, man, and I get tired of the talking, the nonsense, and the shenanigans and all this stuff. And look, if you follow any of our channels, man, we were all telling you before it happened exactly how the Cowboys was go out here and take care of business and win this football game.
Fact.
And it happened just as we prophesied, just as we told you, big fact, that it was gonna happen, man. So salute.
All right, and so since we was bringing up Dak and the crybaby Cowboy fans, let's keep talking about Dak.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, man. Come on, Cowboy fans. Come on, bro. Like for real. Dak lit these boys. Oh. Dak lit. Go ahead, OC. Go ahead.
No, man. I just gonna say, man, Dak Prescott, man, was throwing that ball, shooting the gun, straight up setting it off, man. Versus these boys.
Boy, that Wi-Fi monster. Boy, that Wi-Fi monster is undefeated today.
That Wi-Fi monster, Tampa Bay fan.
Say it again, OC. Try one more time.
No, man. Go ahead and switch off. I'll come back. Go ahead.
All right, so we got to. All right, so obviously, Big, you with us? Ah, dang, man, what's going on with you boys today, man? Hey, what's going on?
It's a B-mix, boss. Boss, it's your fault.
It might be me. It can't be me. Of course you gonna blame me. And you've been having Wi-Fi issues since day one. But hey, it's my fault. But it's my fault though. It's cool. It's my sister. It's my sister. Okay, sure. Yeah, it's happening. Oh yeah, it's happening. It's not happening to me and Big Game James though. It's not happening to me and Big Game James though. You know what I'm saying? Big Game James is coming through his phone and he
being close for a second. Don't trip. Go ahead.
He was playing with his phone. I saw what he was doing. He had his finger.
Nah, my phone been on point, OC. My phone been on point, dog.
Okay. All right. So, Big,
I surrender.
Let's talk about these numbers, big dog.
Yeah.
You got
Flame. I mean, flame on. Like, what we talking about? Like, what's that? Flame on?
Yeah.
Flame
Yoga
on fire.
Yeah.
He's on fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels good for me, for Dak, because, you know, before, you know, this game happened, you know, I made 2 videos, boss, and I was pleading, Dak, come on, dog. You know, I need you to really bring it. Like, I need you to bring it like no other, because I don't want people just be dogging you like they're going to attack you. They're just going to run their mouth about you. And I'm just tired of hearing that stuff about him. You know, you can't even do a damn show nowadays, Boss, Law, and OC.
Facts.
If you mention Dak Prescott, everybody want to jump in the feed and throw you off your game. You trying to talk about it, Dak this, Dak that. Man, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Stop talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that super chat right there, $4.99. Shout out to the OC, but I'm gonna go ahead and piggyback off that one, because I made a couple videos and I implored Dak to run. Yep. I said, because you remember Russell Wilson when he was with the Seattle Seahawks, right? Yeah. One thing I liked about Russell when he played with the Seahawks was if it wasn't there, he took off. Right. He took off, got the first down, and said, let's live another day. I ain't worried about all the other stuff. We just need to get a first down so we can keep this play going. And that's what it felt like I saw from Dak. It felt like Dak was like, I don't care. We need to get this ball. Like, if we struggling a little bit and I got to run this, boom. Because I kept on I told myself, Boss, Law, and OC, was that, man, don't stand in that pocket when it's right there to run. You feel me? It'll be like a 3-4 yards and Dak can still hold it a little bit and try to make that pass. Right. Run, dog. We can worry about that the next day. And I loved it when he was like, it ain't there. He was tucking it. He was running. He was running with authority. He wasn't running hesitating. That's the thing I was loving. He was running with authority. He was not hesitating when he saw the hole or he saw a crease. He said, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win this game. And I felt that from him. I don't know, just from me. I don't know if you guys felt that, but it felt like he was not going to let this team lose. We are not going to lose this game. It ain't going to be me. Y'all get on my back. I'm going to carry this team. That's what it felt like, and the team just really followed him. So I'm really just happy for him. Shut up the haters. Go up in San Francisco and do the damn thing again, and I don't give a hell. And it's just funny to me, you guys, how everybody wants to mention interceptions with Dak Prescott, right? When his whole career, he's got it's like 1.9% percentage of interception rate. He has been a caretaker of the ball, right? Right. That's what he's been his whole career. Now all of a sudden his whole career he's been a caretaker of the ball. Now all of a sudden we're mad that he's making interceptions. All I gotta say is this, y'all, Cowboys fans that are mad at Dak with interceptions. You're probably them same Romo fans too. And I had to jump on the tape. I'm sorry. I ain't hating, but I had to jump on the tape. And I had to tell people, don't act like y'all don't remember interceptions in Dallas Cowboy land. Y'all act like, oh, Dak doing this with interceptions. Bruh, Tony Romo, do we remember how many years we were let down when we would be coming in a game or we'd be right there and he'd throw a back-breaking interception in the game? Do we remember all them years he was averaging like damn near double-digit interceptions? Like, calm down with this stuff with Dak Prescott, man. We've seen this before in Dallas Cowboy land, so don't act like that was brand new, okay? Quarterback's going to make mistakes like that, but you don't sit there and say he's a garbage quarterback when we've seen tons of quarterback in this league, top ones as well, throw picks. Eli Manning, last year, Matthew Stafford led the league and was in the Super Bowl with interceptions, so hush all that noise, and I'm glad he shut people up. And you know what? I don't even care if you shut up. I don't even care if you hate him. You can still talk your trash, but guess what? We in another round with that bummy quarterback, so shut the hell up.
I got something for Law.
I need the cash pronto. I don't throw interception like Romo.
Layup time, baby.
One more time.
I need the cash pronto. I don't throw interception like Romo.
Like Romo.
Yes, indeed, man. All right, so when we look at this, man, we see how other analysts give leadway to the other quarterbacks out there. I was listening to an analyst when Josh Allen threw his 2 interceptions against Miami Dolphins. They were saying, oh, One of the interceptions, he just being aggressive to put the team away. So we'll give him that interception. Oh, the other interception, he was just trying to be aggressive, and that was really his fault, but they just trying to put the team away. Allow those 2 interceptions. Allow that fumble from Josh Allen. That dude had those type of games, and nobody brought up the fact that he was playing against a guy by the name of Skyler or Sky, whoever his name was, for the Miami Dolphins. Shout out to the Bills for winning. I'm not discounting the win. Shout out to Josh Allen, but it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when the Cowboys do it. That's just what it is. So we got to go up against Tom Brady, and then they would try to flip it against us and say, well, you know, it was a team below 500 that was in the playoff that really didn't belong in the playoff, those type of things. But I would tell you guys this. Dak Prescott, the quarterback, all in the regular season, we were 8-3 with those interceptions. So a lot of interceptions, but we got the wins. You know, that's all that matter. And on top of that, this particular team, y'all, in these playoff games, you know, when you talked about Dak Prescott running the ball, the option and the opportunity will be even more against those 49ers. Just look at the tape.
Cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Fuck them. Fuck 'em.
Yeah, I had the whole word.
Hey, man. Hey, man, that's what it is. Hey, man, I gotta give a shout out to this one, Boss Cowboy. You gotta hit the button after this one, Boss. He said, if we, this is Casting Cowboy 817. If we locked in, ain't no switching up. We bringing that smoke to San Fran.
Yeah, we locked in.
In that we trust.
Ain't no switching up.
Oh yeah, man. Go ahead, OC.
No, man, I just wanted to add some more color around a great point that Law just made about it's going to be more opportunities for Dak to run and expose this San Francisco 49er defense, because these guys, Jesse Armstead, Joey Bosa, these guys are up the field pass rushers, and these guys are relentless A-gap pressure guys. So they're going to be sprinting up the field trying to get to Dak. And so, man, he's going to have a very clean run lane because they're going to drop Fred Warner to try to cover in the middle of that field, and Dak is going to have an easy 10 yards quite a bit. And the screen game is going to be available all day long. More on that to come this coming week with content. But, man, a great point by you all.
Yeah, man. So,
Appreciate
I'm finna flip it up on you boys. I know y'all ready. I know you ready. So, check this out. So, we heard this last week. Now we go listen to it one more time in context of the playoff game. Here we go.
It's good to see you guys. I'm really pumped to get rolling for this week. Just, you know, what we've been looking forward to and getting that way. And like I said, I'm really pumped to get rocking. So over the last few weeks, you guys have heard me discuss, we're going to try a couple different combinations at different spots to go. And I thought that's an important exercise to go through. It's not always comfortable, but I think, you know me, I've never been one to be worried about being, you know, comfortable with the uncomfortable. And sometimes when you have to go through those, it's important because you get to say, okay, starting role, backup role, neither role. And I like doing that. And you gain things, you gain experience, you gain stuff to go through. And it really lined us up into where we're heading into this week. And so that's why I think we had discussed that, you know, previously about, you know, how we would feature some guys and how we'd roll. And now that we're here, we get to do that. And so it kind of gave us a vision of, you know, how do we feature the guys best heading into the postseason. So with all that said, I know you guys got a bunch of questions, and let's get the whole thing rocking.
Okay. So who knew from that he was actually talking about doing this?
No one.
Oh my
Nobody.
God. Oh,
Nobody.
Whoa. Cause see, we them boys, he came in and he was, y'all said that last year with Kellen Moore. And we told you, we them boys, we told you. We said the difference is this. Dan Quinn said it. He said for 4 weeks, I have been experimenting for preparation of the playoffs. So this is my question. And I'm going to just go around the circle. I just want to hear everybody out on this. What does that say about Dan Quinn to be to actually know from practice that Israel was that guy. And he played like he was that guy. They kept that under wraps, and that was from practice. They didn't put him out there. They hid him. They also hid that they was going to move Micah around. For weeks, all of us have been saying, why are they keeping Micah at the defensive end? He was better when he was moving around. And the OC and I came out pregame and said we want to see A-gap pressure from Micah Parsons. And Quinn did all of that too. What does that say, Law?
Not being complacent.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. When we look back at this, Dan Quinn, he got a lot on his shoulders. And we looking for the expectations. It's at his all-time high now because of the moment of history that we dealing with. And for him to keep that in his back pocket, tremendous, man. This is a copycat league. This is a league where you try to find any lane and alleyway to exploit it, and he did a great job of just keeping that under wraps. But keep in mind, this is a short week. Things are still set up for us to not to be successful. To play a game on Monday and to turn around. And are we playing on Saturday, right? Or is it going to be on Sunday? So we played on this Sunday. So what is it, 5-day spell here? And he got 2 interviews now. He got the coach trying to beat down his neck, trying to get him to come over there. And he got the Denver Broncos. One thing I know for sure, and I know my guy, the OC, and you guys can back me up with this. When you are valuable and wanted, the team or the people that want you will respect that and circle back to you. Meaning that if Dan Quinn said, hey, I know that the opportunity is grand. I know that being a head coach is very special, but I'm doing something special here, and my focus is on the Cowboys this week. I would love to interview with you guys, but unfortunately, I'm trying to win a Super Bowl. And that should be the battle cry for Dan Quinn. But it seems and it appears that he will be stretched out for these multiple interviews. And I'll be looking back at this defense to see if there's any wrinkles thrown out there. What's y'all thoughts on that? Because I don't like it. I think that the NFL should look at this policy and say, hey, after the Super Bowl, you can start interviewing people. This is equivalent to tampering. If this is the case, if other teams and owners are able to reach out to coaches for interviews, then dog it, when the season is over with, we should be able to open up the trades again, and we should be able to reach out to the Arizona Cardinals and say, hey, DeAndre Hopkins, we need you for a cup of coffee. We should be able to open up that, because what's the difference?
That's a good point.
It's tampering is tampering. Tampering is tampering, NFL.
Yeah, and the timing is bad. Like, we got a short week, and you got guys interviewing. Any second that's taken away from preparation is taken away from my chances of winning. And you're right. You know, what's your thoughts on that, Big?
And hold on. I know people said D'Amico Ryans got interviewed. Hey, and it's go for all part. I'm not just saying this for my Cowboys. And D'Amico Ryans, he's going to be used. He's going to be used as an interview guy so that they can solidify that doggone Rooney Rule, which I'm really not a big fan of. And I hope that they get rid of that, because there's not genuine interviews. So they just sitting there saying, let's get this quota. Let's go ahead and bring in D'Amico Ryans to solidify the quota. Wasting that brother time going out there. They better hire him, god dog it, if they're going to bring him in. And where's all the interviews for this dude, Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah, I mean,
man. I think
black people get done bad in the NFL. Can I say it? Like, I'ma say it. See, some people scared to say it, but blacks are getting done bad in the NFL. And I'm gonna tell you how you fix it. You can't fix it with Rooney rules. You got to fix it with ownership. It has to be more minority owners. And I don't mean just black owners. We need some women owners. We need some Asian owners. We need some Hispanic owners. We need some black owners. We need diversity. I would never in my life trust a jury of one race. Never. So why would we trust all white owners or majority white? Like, it don't make sense. Like, see, and this is the thing. They all know better. Because guess what? Most of their companies, they preach diversity. And diversity makes sense. You know why? Because your workforce represents your constituents a lot of times. So if I'm in a black neighborhood, I want people that's going to also represent that neighborhood, because that neighborhood go feel a little bit more comfortable. If I have employees that's mostly Asian, then I'm a hire mostly Asian, and my workforce is going to represent the people that I represent. It's not happening in the NFL, and we're not going to be able to fix it unless we start putting pressure to have diversified ownership. These old quotas and all this type of stuff, they go still do what most people do. And this also don't mean that these people are racist. Let me say that. Let me slow down and say that. What also it means is this, though. Most people, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, you know what most of us do? Most of us hang around and pick people that we the most comfortable with.
Right.
And likely you most comfortable. Mostly you comfortable with people that think like you, come from your same churches, come from your same neighborhoods. That's why you see whites hiring mostly whites. Because I'm comfortable with you.
Ain't that many brothers that's billionaires out there that got to get voted in. It's enough for them, but it's also a circle within a circle. You got to get voted in. You know what I'm saying? You got to pass this test to get involved into the NFL, and it's a money pot. It's a whole bunch. You know how it goes. They got to commit it in order for you to get in. You know, you just can't get in. I can hit $1 billion tomorrow, and they say, "Hey, Law," but there's another thing. You got to get voted in. This is an elite circle. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of red tape around all of that, and there's only 32 openings too.
And one thing is this too, and I would second both of you guys' point, but here's a surefire way to be sure that you have some level of equality, although it might not be pure. You can cost teams draft picks and fines for not having a certain amount of minority employees in your organization. That's how you deal with it.
That's still a quota, but
it is a quota, but it's giving minorities an opportunity, and it's giving you a chance to get a seat at the table and prove yourself. And so if you do well in that role, most of these coaches bounce around. You're not going to be necessarily in that organization forever, but it gives you a chance to at least show up at the party and do what you can do and prove yourself. I agree with both of you guys are saying, but I'm saying unless it costs some money or unless you get some type of minority ownership, it's going to be very, very difficult to control, because it's no penalty just to say that it's a Rooney Rule, in my opinion.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
True that.
And Mickey said, "Hell, they fired Lovie Smith after 1 year with."
I was just about to say that.
That's so.
That was just a show. That was just a show hire. That was just a show hire, in my opinion. That was just because if y'all noticed, the heat was coming, as we've been discussing, right? And this has been talked about, the minority not being hired. We just saw Roger Goodell. People were challenging him with that Rooney Rule. Is there really diversity? I remember I was watching a professor, and he was coming at Goodell with great questions, and Goodell couldn't answer them. Goodell couldn't answer none of those questions about minorities or anything. He was just stumping him. And so it just felt like they went out and said, okay, let's just go get Lovie Smith and let's just hire him and say, yep, we hired one. See here, we did it. We got one right here. Lovie Smith, he's hired. Yeah, okay, whatever. And I'm not hating on the Lovie Smith. I like Lovie Smith. But it's like Lovie Smith already been in the NFL. Can we get some new blood, some new young minority blood? Y'all just went back to the old school to make people shut up, and we knew it was only 1 year. 1 year. 1 year for a veteran coach like Lovie Smith, who was with the Bears. Didn't he win some games with them over there? You get what I mean? Yeah. And to only give him 1 year with that disaster stuff that was already going with Houston. They had just lost Deshaun Watson with all that controversy, all that craziness. You give Lovie Smith that type of team and you expect him to make wonders out of that, and then you fire him after a year. That wasn't nothing but a show hiring. That wasn't nothing but to say, yeah, we hire minorities, we hire blacks. No, you don't. You just did that for people to think people are going to shut up. But you just fire him just proves the point. It just proves the point even more that you're not looking at minorities. And like you said, you don't have to just be blacks, Hispanics, Chinese. I see women owners, and they do pretty good if you ask me.
Yep.
I think it's still a woman owner with the Rams. Is the Titans? I think maybe 2 or 3 teams have some female owners, but they tend to do pretty well. You get what I'm saying? So they tend to know how to stay out the way, let the people do the job, and they run it right. So there needs to be more diversity in the NFL for real. But to speak on the Dan Quinn thing, when you guys were talking about Izzy Mukamu, how he, hid that and how he did with Michael Parsons, just like you said, I was saying the same thing with Michael Parsons. Man, move this dude around, but he had a plan. And to me, that just says how you know your team. You know the heartbeat of your team. Yeah. Remember when we were talking about how hands-on Dan Quinn is?
Yes.
Oh, he's like the players coach. He really knows these guys. And that's how you know your team. So he was sitting there saying, guess what? We got a element right here that don't nobody know about. So we're going to go ahead and show that in the playoffs, because Izzy's play has been like that since preseason, right? He was the preseason darling. Yeah. So it hasn't like he hasn't played. Yeah. And if you watch during this year, he has, in his spot duty, he has played very well in his spot duty. And when he came in, remember, they moved him to safety. He came in at corner, right? When he was at South Carolina, they had him at corner. They switched him to safety because they seen that size. I seen that tweet with J-Ron Kerr said, Izzy, you a beast. You a 6'4" playing in the slot. You feel me? That's Dan Quinn knowing his team and doing the right things at the right time. But I agree with you, Law. They shouldn't be able to talk to him, because that's just a distraction that no team needs, not just the Dallas Cowboy. No team needs, because you got to focus on the task at hand. You can't focus when you got the Indianapolis coach want to sit you down and talk about a head coaching job. No. You can't focus when the Denver Broncos, who wanted you last year, circle back around and want to talk to you again. You get what I'm saying? So obviously there's interest, and how can that not be a distraction to the team? But we'll see what happens. And all I can say is this, Dan Quinn, you know better than me. You know better than me. But me personally, you jump out there and be a head coach again, might see you back as a defense coordinator in about another 3 years. Just that my
Let me tell you something real quick regarding Dan Quinn in this whole situation. If there was a coach that was prepared to do interview interruptions during this time of the year, it will be Dan Quinn. Because if you notice what he said going through this exercise, basically looking at the scenarios, I'm a game away from calling Dan Quinn the architect. If you remember The Matrix, remember when Neo was trying to find the source of everything that was going on, and all of a sudden he came to this old guy with a beard and to see, I've ran through all the scenarios. I've look at this life and this look, that's Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn has ran through all the scenarios, and I guarantee you Dan Quinn got a depth chart for every scenario, and if anybody gets injured out there. And I think, guys, I'm going to go out on it's not a limb. Watch this. Dan Quinn got another A up his sleeve, and you go see it. He's been holding another player, and you go see another player get significant time. And I think I know who it might be. I'm telling you, you go see another player this week that you expect to get run, gonna get run again, because what he's done is he pretty much has prepped the NFC route to the Super Bowl. That's what I think. He's prepped because he was extremely ready for Brady. He confused Brady. I'm going to say that again. He confused Brady this game. It wasn't an accident that was not getting off. It wasn't an accident that Brady was throwing incomplete passes and being off his time. That wasn't an accident. It was coverage disguises, post. He mentioned it, and then he did it. Yes. So I guarantee you, he got a recipe and a plan for San Fran as well, and we not done seeing the tricks of Dan Quinn. And I'm going to go ahead and give you the player. I'm going to do you what I give you the player. I'm going to tell you who I think it's going to be. I think Jabril Cox gets a run.
Oh, hell no.
No, I'm messing with you, bro.
if he can find the field, if they can finally activate him. You're right, though. You're right, though.
That's a good one, bro.
You want answers?
That was a good one, OC. Now, why? Explain. That time it was good, though. Wasn't big. I hit that.
That was perfect. Can you put perfect right there?
Yeah, I got it.
Man, that shit was perfect.
It was perfect, but that's only if Jabril Cox cannot be a healthy scratch. And we was finding out what's going on with that. If anybody know Kyle Shanahan will be Dan Quinn. Think about this. In order for the 49ers to beat us last year, it took 14 penalties. It took us being careless on our own side of the field. On top of that, it took some other things to be in the way, like the sunlight piercing through the stadium into the eyes of Cedric Wilson on a guaranteed first down on 3rd and short or what have you, and he end up losing the ball. So it's so many things that had to happen negatively. We got all the way down to the last nanoseconds of 14 seconds left on the clock, and my guy had to do a sneak play, right? A quarterback draw on whatever down it was with 14 seconds left on the clock, and the time expired. So what I'm saying here is that this game may be closer than what people lead on to be for this weekend. Let's go, Cowboys.
Let's go.
We win.
I want to deal with something real quick. And also, I was just messing with you, bro.
No, it's all good.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
so check this out. I want to deal with, before we deal, because now we go into San Fran. We go deal with straight San Fran. All right? But I want to deal with some elephants in the room. 2 of them. 2 big old elephants.
Mm-hmm. Brett Maher. Trayvon Diggs.
Oh, let's talk about that.
I got you. Matter of fact,
let's talk about that.
Since you so spicy, kick it off.
Man, Trevor Diggs, you tripping.
Oh, wait.
Okay. I don't give a hell. Yeah, I'm talking about that. I am. I am.
Okay.
I'm tired of
Whoa, Big A. James, how many touchdowns he gave up last game?
I'm not talking about that. You got to tackle better.
Did he lie over 100 yards?
You ain't Deion. You ain't Deion. I don't care. Did he get beat? I don't give a hell. I don't give a hell, Law.
What happened to that Kool-Aid, man?
I don't give a hell. What happened about that?
I'm liking
Come
this
on,
fight.
man.
I love Diggs. I love Diggs. I love what he brings to the table. But I don't like when people. You don't think they don't see. You don't see that. They don't think that. I've been saying this from A1 day one with that damn shoulder tackling. Have I not? I've been talking about that for a long time with that damn shoulder tackling. And he was doing it again yesterday, just throwing the shoulder up in there and just, I don't like that because that can eventually come back to bite you. Yes, you can cover. Yes, we know that.
How
but
do
you
a wide
gotta
receiver
have to,
tackle? How do a wide receiver tackle?
Man, okay, so let me tell you this. So you don't think when they run on the edges, they don't attack Trevor Diggs. You don't think when the Niners play them, they're not going to attack those edges with Christian McCaffrey against Trevor Diggs, right? You don't think that's going to happen, Law? Yes or no?
What he gonna do?
Yes, you're right.
What he gonna do, Law, when George Kittle has the free release off the line and he tries to wham block tricks? What is Diggs go do then? No ducking and dodging, homeboy. You gotta stick your nose in there and get dirty. And you ain't Deion Prime Sanders, baby. That's exactly right. You cannot tag. This ain't tag. This ain't flag. You got to tackle. I appreciate the coverage skills. We appreciate all that good stuff. But I'm telling you, this is physical football. And what happened to the Cowboys last year versus the 49ers? Come on, say it. Everybody knows we got out physically whooped us. And so if anybody on that team is showing signs,
it don't matter. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Every week he does that. And I don't care, bro. He's got a tackle. There ain't no excuse for that. I don't care how great he can cover. That is awesome. I love that. But I don't want to see that. No, I don't want to hear that noise, how he feels like he can just get away with not being physical. Run. Did you see that one when they caught the slant and he was right in front of him and he does that 360 like he always does to run away from it and he ran right? No, that's not acceptable. I don't care. You don't get a pass just because you can cover your butt off. Like I said, you not Deion Sanders, bro. You not Deion Sanders.
He's not.
You're a very good.
I know, but I ain't trying to cut you off, Big, but I am. But this is what I'm trying to say,
That's fine.
man.
But I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You making excuses for him. I don't want to hear that.
These are the things that I got to put the lipstick on this pig. I know he got to come down the field, but I still want Trayvon Diggs to play Trayvon Diggs brand and caliber of football, because what happened last year.
You can play that brand of football. No, you can play that brand of football and still be able to tackle.
Well, we said the same thing last year, and then we had Randy Gregory playing outside of his element. Remember, they were trying to they were trying to match the tempo of the 49ers.
Law. I'm not agreeing with that, Law. I'm not agreeing with that. I'm not agreeing with what you're saying.
He played over aggressive.
I don't care.
Not to cut you off, Law. No. And not to cut you off, Big. But let me jump in here and say one quick thing, because you talked about him playing his brand of football, Law, and that's what you just mentioned. What about the crossing route that Michael Evans had when he was playing off-man coverage, outside leverage? Shouldn't he have at least taken away inside leverage and squeezed a little bit tighter versus giving Michael Evans a free, easy release to run across the whole field and catch the football? And by the way, before he got ran out of bounds, to look at Trayvon Diggs in his eye and mush him like a little mutt and say, boy, you ain't handle me, boy. You can't handle me. Oh, and then another play before that, and this was earlier in the game. He was against Trayvon Diggs, and he picked up Trayvon Diggs and sat him down on his lap and started to burp him like a baby on the sideline during the run play of Leonard Fournette. So what I'm saying is this. What do you think is going to happen versus the San Francisco 49ers and how they're going to attack?
That.
We know they're committed to run the ball. We know they're running this ball at least 30. And then, hey, Law, you know this better than anybody. These boys block. These boys block. These boys block. And so I'm going to say this real quick, and then I'm done, Law. I'm going to say this real quick, and then I'm done. Look, if we cannot be physical and beat man on man and get off blocks, Law, we're done for. Because if we can't get off blocks, we're not making a single tackle in the open field. And these boys are taking a lot of runs to the house. And that's the problem.
No doubt. But
let me hold up, Law. Let me get one last thing in, Law, and then I'm going to finish with this. You saw what they did with Mike Evans, right? They ran him right across because they know with Trayvon Diggs hit, that's a weakness. When they run him across the field like that, that's a weakness. That's why they put Michael Evans in that slot. What the hell you think they're going to do with Deebo Samuels and them? What do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do, Law?
They're going to do that.
Right.
So he just
and what Trayvon Diggs going to do? And what Trayvon Diggs going to do?
At the end of the day, now it's my turn.
Let's go, Law. You got to breathe, Law. You got to breathe now. Law, you get your head whooped now. Law, I'm just going to tell you the truth. You get your head whooped, but we need you to come strong right now, Law. We need you strong, dog.
That's okay. I'm going to be strong with it. DOC. You a big boy. Can you put down your height and your size, your measurables for me, please? Can you just let people know how tall you are and how big you are? Because a lot of people can't see this. So I need to have this as a correlation to what I'm about to say. Go ahead, OC.
Yeah, I'm 6'4", around 260.
6'4", 260. And what you drive?
What I what?
You drive a big truck, don't you?
I drive a truck. Yes, sir.
You drive a truck, right? So that's what you do. You drive a big truck because you want to be what? Comfortable inside the confines of that automobile, right? You're not riding around in a Ferrari. So if you had a Ferrari, you would say, yeah, man, I have limitations to that as it relates to doing certain things. What I'm saying is Trayvon Diggs is limited. That's just what it is. He was a converted wide receiver to a DB, and he tackled just like a wide receiver. When the ball is intercepted, he looks just like one of those wide receiver tackling. So what we got to do is, yes, that's a flaw. That is a weakness. Just like guerrilla warfare, they had a smaller unit versus bigger people. So what they had to do is play into their strengths. So what we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, if in this game, go back to cover 2, go back to the safety help over the top, let the safety can be the forcer. Boss Cowboy Sports, can you help me out with this right here? Safety got these two things. I got to have some DB help. Hey, I'm the DB now. You need to be the safety boss. The safety got two responsibilities. He got cutback and force. So if I'm gonna play underneath a little bit, I can tell you that Trayvon Diggs, he's not a press cover corner. He can get jammed at the line and lose positioning, and it can be even more embarrassing and subject to for that safety to get embarrassed. So what I'm saying is that if in a pinch I'm out there on the field, can we have the safety to help out Trayvon Diggs, especially in this game? Yes or no?
That's a problem, Law. What you said is a problem. Theoretically, it's a problem. Because you have to roll coverage to your best cover corner because he won't tackle?
Right.
Is that what we're going
No. What I'm saying is that even he can tackle, but his tackling technique is something that you will have to fix over the offseason. You can't fix this in 4 or 5 days.
You can't.
Man. You can fix it.
No.
You slap him in his
mouth. You
mouth.
can fix it. You say get your butt in there and do it. That ain't no excuse because hold up. That's no excuse.
I'm
That's
liking
no
this
excuse
fight
because
though.
I've seen him games. I've seen games where he put his head in there and made some tackles. I've seen it. And it's right after Law, people was getting on him about not tackling, and then he starts sticking his nose in there.
Yeah.
But guess what? This what happened. He did it for a day. He did it for a game, so everybody shut up and leave him alone. And then he went right back to doing what he's doing, right? That's no excuse for that. I don't appreciate that. I don't care. I don't care who you are. You don't get by with me with that. And Boss should already know. Boss played cornerback at a high level. I played cornerback, but not at the level you guys did. But Boss, was you a tackler? Did you tackle Boss?
Yeah,
Did you tackle? Did you tackle Boss?
Hell yeah.
Did you tackle Boss?
Man,
Tom Brady, we knew Tom Brady wasn't going to do nothing. Law don't do that.
He threw for 66 times, but he threw for 66
times. But you knew he wasn't going to do that. No, you knew that. Stop giving him some excuses. They're going to send Christian McCaffrey. They're going to send Christian McCaffrey. They're going to send Christian McCaffrey downhill his way. What was that one game? What was it the Philly game they kept on tagging Trevor Diggs?
No, you 280 dog.
Was it the Philly game that they was attacking Diggs?
260?
Like 260, 265. I vacillate, yo.
Boy, you lying. That boy 280. Get out of here.
No, I'm not lying.
Man, get your...
I'm not.
You see this guy? See this guy? Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
Okay, man. Now y'all so smart.
It's all
y'all
fake
know how much
news.
the boy weighs.
It's phony
I can't
stuff.
even give you my weight.
It didn't happen.
You tell me I'm 280.
You are fake news.
You about 280 though, man.
Wrong.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
260.
I'm not, bro. I'm not. I'm really not between there and 265. Seriously, it's cool. But it's okay.
When you was in Houston, what was your weight then? What was your height and weight then?
I played at like 305.
Okay. Now would you buy a Honda Civic? Would you buy a Honda Civic and expect it to do the same things your truck doing right now?
You know what? No, that don't work. Nice try. That analogy don't work. That analogy don't work. So just stop doing it.
I got him big. But if I already know that I'm 260, or as y'all say 280, I wouldn't even consider a Honda Civic because I know that it's not accommodating to myself. But here's the real life issue, Law. If you go trips to one side and then you leave Diggs backside singled up, and they decide to run the ball that way, then you have no choice. You have to be a big boy, get off of a block, and make a tackle. You know, because in that situation, you are the force.
You got to tackle.
It's no getting around this.
You got to tackle.
It's no getting around this.
I mean, he got to come down and feel. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that basically, was he the reason why we lost last year against those 49ers?
No.
He was a reason.
What are we talking about? He gave him a big play. He gave him a big play on Brandon Ayuk.
He just got it. My thing is this, Law, because he just got to tackle better. Just that simple. And like some of it is just wrapping up too. Like it's that shoulder tackle is not enough. You got to complete the tackle. Just that's to me, that's it. You know. And I think Big is right in terms of he can be a target for big moments and critical downs. Because the film don't lie. Being all the way honest, Diggs did look like he didn't want no parts of tackling.
He did.
He looked like,
and that's the scary part.
Yeah, that's not
good.
That's not good.
That's the scary part.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
Hey, even in that, when we played, remember when we played Philly at Philly, y'all? Remember when we played Philly at Philly? They were attacking him on the edges, like they were going after him.
Him and Anthony Brown, both of them.
They were attacking the edges every single play, going after him, and he kept backing up every single time. Like, he kept backing up. Those are going to be critical downs, just like Boss said. Teams are going to scout that, and they're going to do a certain type of play when it's a big play or a big down, and they're going to attack his side to see what he does. They're going to go after him.
He got to get him on the ground. And we got to
He gonna line 7 yards off the ball, though. I'm just going to – he ain't a press cover corner, but he do have to come down the field.
I know that.
But
he got to feel.
Well, then if you go,
we got to.
He got to at least play inside, Boss. At least inside, Boss. Like, he can't give up outside leverage, bro. If you go line up that far and you singled up, and you got to at least take away the inside.
So we
take a couple steps inside.
We got us another.
Don't be brain dead. That's what I'm saying. Don't be brain dead.
Let's switch to this one.
Hallelujah.
That's an easy one.
You can never trust a field goal kicker.
That's easy.
You can never
just
trust
bring a couple more
kicker.
kickers in here. You should have had a couple as soon as they landed the plane back in Dallas. You should have had a couple already stretching and warming up at the facility and go out here and kick some field goals. That's all you do with that. Bring a couple more kickers in here. Let's go.
We trust them field goal kickers
bring one
now.
just in case he misses a kick. If he misses a field goal versus San Francisco, you put whatever that new kicker you just signed on a 10-day or whatever you got to do, and you put him right in the game instead of this kid. We ain't got time for this nonsense, man. We trying to go get 6. You can't miss no 4 field goals.
We got to go back to Diggs with the super chat. We got to go back to Diggs. Coach Marv raised the hell of our point. I don't mean to go back to Diggs. We gonna go right back to that kicker.
Okay, y'all just beat me. All 3 y'all on me, man. That's okay, man.
Today, it is like that, Law. It is. Today, your day, Law. We all be jumped every now and then.
I got my brother in the chat. He's in the presence of the enemy, as you say.
As a matter of fact,
my brother in the chat said,
your brother probably rocking with us right now.
He said Trayvon Diggs don't believe in condoms. He said Trayvon Diggs don't believe in condoms.
Ooh. But hey, I want to hear about this though, because I think Coach Marv got him a real point.
Oh my gosh, man!
Pressure on you, Law.
Go ahead,
putting that pressure on you. If we
y'all
let Diggs get away
trickle
with that,
down.
and we don't hold him accountable, will we see a trickle in bad tacklings because we allowed our leader to be a bad tackler?
But let me ask you this though: if he don't allow another touchdown and he allowed less than 100 yards in this game, is that enough to beat the 49ers?
It depends.
No, he's got to tackle this game. No, he's got to tackle this game.
But Debo
they're going to attack him this game. That's not true. They are going to attack him this game. That is a fact. I'm going to go ahead and say it's a fact that they're going to attack him just like they did last year, especially like with Debo Samuels. They're going to isolate him. And I feel what you're saying about his coverage ability, Law, and that's going to stand out. But critical plays, we're talking about critical plays. They are going to go after him in critical plays, and he's got to step up and make a tackle here and there. It's going to happen in this game, dog.
It is.
They got Christian McCaffrey for a reason.
Yeah.
They got Christian McCaffrey for a reason.
Yeah. This game, you got to tackle. So we go flip. Go ahead, Law. You get the final word.
Well, I'm just going to say, man, sometimes this is my final word on Trayvon Diggs. Sometimes you can have talent in said player, but they just talented in certain things and just as weak as others. I remember Shaquille O'Neal. He couldn't buy the free throw. They call it hack a Shaq. They figure out ways to use that against him, his free throw shooting ability. And there were some games that even though, Big Game James, you know about it. You know about my guy Shaq. He had knocked down a few of them for you. So we just need for him to be that guy. Trayvon Diggs this weekend. Just come down and field and tackle better. I agree with y'all on that point.
Cool.
But he is still Shaq at the free throw line as it relates to tackle.
Yeah.
You can't change that. You can't.
Now we getting ready to flip it a little bit. Now we all on San Fran. Let's talk about the offense. Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuels is their main stars, and then obviously Greg Kittle. We can take it however you want to go. What we gonna do to stop their offense?
Well, I'll lead off on this one. I put together a video that will drop tomorrow about how to stop Brock Purdy, right? And he's white hot, and you guys need to check out that content. He's playing white hot, white, not red hot. He's white hot.
Yeah, he burned.
And so here's the deal: when you deal, and this actually, guys, goes back to the Trayvon Diggs conversation, because they got more weapons than what Boss Cowboy just showed. They also got a couple good wide receivers as well that can catch the football. So here's the deal, man. This is a game where stars on stars gotta win. You gotta beat that star. This is how they go win this game. Your stars gotta play better than their stars. Micah Parsons gotta get pressure. J-Ron Curse gotta come up with some big plays. Okay? My guy Hankins gotta plug the middle. This, when you have an equal talented team, they are equal talent on offense to our defense, just about. They are equal talent. So that's when schemes become overrated and then players start to win games, because you got to be better than that man on that day. And that's how the Cowboys are going to win this game.
Law, how we going to stop that offense?
Well, last year, Deebo only had 3 catches on us for 38 yards. And Kittle, he had 1 catch for 18 yards. I think that my guy J-Rock did a hell of a job against these good tight ends. He's a tight end killer, and we need a healthy J-Rock. Reports coming back that he's okay and he will be playing. But the soft guy is Brandon Ayuk. He is that guy that's like a miniature Deebo Samuels, and my brother will agree to that. That's in the chat. He's the guy. That's the pistol. He's the guy that's going to shoot off everything, and he's the guy that we got to make sure that the day-run plan is going to be on him. It will be that guy right there. 8 touchdowns, 1,000 yards, and that's the number 2 wide receiver, right? So we looking at that, and then they got extra weapon out of Christian McCaffrey. I'm still taking Tony Pollard over Christian McCaffrey. Twin, I see you in the chat. I'm still taking my guy TP. But what we got to do is not make this a game about my guy Trayvon Diggs for number 1. This should be a game about all LBs. This is a game that we got to showcase and mirror what the Niners do. Rush 4, let all linebackers cover hook to flat, and force this young quarterback to throw into tight window spaces. But we got to get it done with our front 4. I see you rocking the Hot Boys chain and hat over there, Boss Cowboy Sports. So I'm not a big fan of the name. I'm going to tell you right now. But I need these boys to be hot in order to stop and slow down the 49ers. With all what they got, last year, they only beat us with 1 possession. And it took 14 penalties for that to happen. I truly believe that we are a better team this year. And I ain't even worried about their run game up the middle. We got big Jonathan Hankins, who is very familiar with the Niners, by the way. He played for the Raiders, and he had a good job against those boys. So I'm not worried at all. Let's go, Cowboys.
How we go stop that offense, big?
I mean, the last thing the law was talking about, that's the main thing that was standing out to me. I had looked at a stat. I wish I had the exact number of the stat, but it was talking about Brock Purdy, how he's good when guys are open. Like it was like a 5-yard window of separation. That's when he's completing most of his passes. But they say he struggles when he's throwing in those tight windows, and that's what I wanted to bounce off with Law.
Yes.
He's struggling in those tight windows. They said he's struggling. Let's be honest, folks. He was Mr. Irrelevant, right? He was the last person drafted in the NFL draft. Now all of a sudden he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I don't believe it. Okay, that's a good team around him. But guess what? He's never seen this in the playoffs, has he? He's never seen none of this. So I want to see some Dan Quinn. I know we heavy cover 2, cover 3. I know we love he's more of a zone guy, Dan Quinn is. But I would like to see Dan Quinn get a little maybe exotic. Trick this young guy up. Put these guys. I know what you just said, Law, that Trevin Diggs is not good press man. But I feel like we got to really get up on them, especially like you said with the linebackers, and make him throw into those tight windows. I feel like he's going to fail in that. We can't let those guys be open, giving them a 7-yard cushion, letting him be able to complete the easy pass. That's what we can't do. We have to make him make good passes. And I think that's what's going to really be key. Put the pressure on him and force him to throw those tight window throws. This dude was Mr. Irrelevant. I don't believe no Brock Purdy. I believe you got a damn good San Francisco team, but I don't believe in your Brock Purdy. I'm sorry. All of a sudden, you great. Garoppolo was ahead of you. Trey Lance was ahead of you, and we never even knew about you. So don't go around and start telling me Brock Purdy is the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, he's hot, but can we also look at the teams he played? Can we look at the teams he played toward the end of the year? There weren't no dang old tough teams. They weren't teams that were at their highest element. Okay, so I'm not gonna give that to no Brock Purdy like he's doing all this and that against the great teams. Let's see you go against a defense like this, and let's see what you can do. But we need to put pressure on him, and we need to make him be able to throw. Let's see if you can really throw in those tight windows, and let's see if you can do it all day.
Yoga fire.
Big game.
But I got some concerns, guys. I got a couple concerns.
I just wanted to lay out what I think, basically, just quick. I think we should try to make them beat us through Purdy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that means selling out for the run. We gotta earn the right to get after their quarterback. So we gotta sell out to stop the run. We know they go commit to the run. Even stopping the run is not gonna make them stop running the ball. We gotta meet force with force. And I want us to put it on Purdy. Youngster, beat us. If you got that it factor, show us. If you really that dude, we got Cowboy fans. Brian Broaddus already said that he felt like he better than Dak Prescott with only 6 games.
God.
Yeah, he said that too. He said that too. And it's so disrespectful because it's only 6 games. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, it's sickening.
Yes, yeah, it's only 6 games, and we not denying that he playing good. He hot. But hold on, y'all. Our own fans waited and it said after Dak won 11 games, well, let's see you do it one more time. After 6 games, y'all really like this dude is just already on Dak level? Nah, I need to see more. You got to show me, brother. I want to see when we go get after you, we want to see if that pause is really pause. We saw you do the cute high step. It was cute. It was cute last week. But see, when them gorillas get after you, I want to see what happened. So in general, I let Quinn handle the details, but in general, Purdy, you got to beat us.
I got a couple concerns, guys, and I've watched some tape and I've seen Brock Purdy, and at the end of the day, and I watched a good amount of his film yesterday, and some today. So here's the deal. Brock Purdy is playing well as a young quarterback, but what's even better than him is Kyle Shanahan dialing up perfect plays and making a complex offense simple and allowing him to complete the football underneath and with timing throws. But Brock Purdy has shown some stones because he will attack one-on-one coverage down the field and win with a throw, by the way, because he did it and he's done it in several games. So I'm not on that disrespecting him, because if you go back and look at this whole thing, Garoppolo threw the ball like 9 or 10 times in last year's, in a playoff game last year. Kyle Shanahan, if you go back and look at his numbers, Kyle Shanahan is throwing the ball more with him than he threw with Garoppolo.
Yeah.
What is that saying?
He playing better than
He trusts his kid to run that offense. He trusts his kid to run this offense.
Yeah.
And so that's something that we got to keep in mind. And the biggest concern is how well a game of chess that Dan Quinn can play versus Kyle Shanahan, which is a great play calling coach. And in particular, guys, my concern, and I want to get you guys' feedback about this, is that, man, they go do timing routes. He's going to throw this ball crossing routes. We're going to throw this football underneath. And that means that our linebackers have to cover. That means Damone Clark has to cover. That means LBE did a good job this past week. But that means he has to cover and tackle. And that's my little concern right there. If I had a concern, that would be it.
Yeah.
To make this a shootout, it may be a shootout then. You know, I've seen that, and I know that was a whole different game, a whole different game plan. Kansas City Chiefs put up 44 points to their 23. Pat Mahomes threw for 423 yards with a passer rating of 132. And I know that Dak Prescott, for those who are going to say, well, he ain't Pat Mahomes. But damn it, that defense is still subject to being exposed like that if they don't create the pressure. And if we can keep everything up front and clean for Dak Prescott, I think that we have better weapons on the outside than the Kansas City Chiefs had in that game. I think that we can utilize our run game against those 49ers and exploit that against them. Of course, they are a team that rally and chase in 10-2 missed tackles. And if you go ahead and continue to penetrate, you can do that. Earlier today, I talked about Dak Prescott using those Mississippi State legs.
Right.
Well, I seen Geno Smith use his legs. Whatever school he went to, Virginia, somewhere, he used those legs and he was able to get the first down. So what I'm saying is that this will be a game they're going to play their soft shell cover 2 defense, and Dak Prescott know how to find the soft spots in the zone. And the guy that had a big game in that game was the tight end. So we got to utilize our tight end. We got to utilize our run game. We got to make sure we leave them off balance. And on the defensive side, I seen Bruce Irvin, the man that found the fountain of youth, get in and make some pressure moves on the 49ers. Although the final score don't look like what all happened in that game, I'm quite sure that our defensive front is a whole lot better than Bruce Irvin and company. And watch what we bring to the table with Parsons. It's just going to be a good game altogether.
Well, I want to say this right quick.
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
It's time to
Hey, he started 6 games this year, right?
Yeah.
6 games, 5 games, 6 games.
6.
Okay, in those 6 games, he's been sacked 11 times. Okay, Arizona sacked him 4 times. I think Miami sacked him 3 times. So you can sack this guy. You can get after him. It's almost 2. They're almost giving up 2 sacks a game. So we can get the pressure on him. And when you look at his numbers, except probably the Miami game and just this last game against Seattle, but Seattle was playing over their heads, man. I'm sorry. Pete Carroll's a great coach. They were playing over their heads. They played them twice. They played They played Washington. They played Arizona when they weren't good. Tampa Bay wasn't a good team. You beat them. Miami, to me, was the only really, I can say, legit win you can say with him. And that's when Tua was kind of going through his thing. But I just feel like the teams that he kind of played just aren't going to present the challenge for him like Dallas is. And so that's why I just really feel like call to arms. Cowboys really take this personal, really stay disciplined. No hero football, right? No hero football. Don't try to go out of your way to try to do too much. And I feel like we can really shut this dude down. I'm sorry. I hear what y'all saying, OC, about him, but I just feel like this Brock Purdy thing is a little overrated. And I feel like a team who really has got a defense that can show his weaknesses and his faults and his warts, they can show. And I think they're going to show this Sunday. I just believe that time has run out. And they said, there's only been 4 or 3 rookie quarterbacks that have made the NFC or made the championship game, or a Super Bowl or championship game, and I don't believe he's going to be one of them. Sorry.
Yes, indeed. And Jarrett Stidham did put up 365 yards on them with a passer rating of 108. And they did play a balanced level of football with 34 passing attempts, and then they had 32 rushing attempts. And Josh Jacobs by himself had only 69, but Stidham, he was able to use those Stidham legs for 34 yards with totaling of right at 135 yards of rushing. So I think that if you look back at it, they went to overtime. They beat the Raiders. That was a tight game. I think that our defense is better than the Raiders' defense. Our offense is a whole lot better than the Raiders' offense. This will be a game that the Cowboys can flourish, look back at that tape, utilize the good things that the Raiders did, and take away this thing for the dub for this weekend.
Love it. All right, so I got another question before we get into the final words. We talked about the offense. What do we do to stop that defense? And their defense is number one in turnover differentials. Well, that's offense and defense. But at the same time, what we gonna do about their defense?
Well,
I'll start this one.
Go ahead, boss.
First, I will say this. We got to run right at Bosa. At him. Like a plan to really be physical at him. We did the exact same thing to his big brother when we played the Chargers. We came out, we was committed to running the ball on those Chargers, and we took away that pass rush. We looking at and going against likely the defensive player of the year. You know what I mean? So all the throw on first down guys, kick rocks. This ain't the game for that. This is not the game. The main thing that we need to do early and often is to take away the pass rush by going at him. Second, we definitely gotta throw it to our running backs. Yep. I want us to use touches as an extension of the running game. That's what I would want us to do. I think we go match up good, athlete on athlete, and I think we can make plays that way, and we can score points, you know. And I think with San Fran, to beat them, I think you gonna only need 30 points and you can put them away. I think our defense go good, do their part, but I think with 30 points they gone, maybe even 28 points. But to me, that's one of the main things to do to try to limit that defense is to run right at their best pass rusher. A lot.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so what I was going to share, and that's a great point. That's actually one of the 3 points I was going to make, Boss Cowboy. How you neutralize a great pass rusher. Nick Bosa, 18.5 sacks on the year. And keep in mind, he had 4 games that he had 0 sacks. So he had 0 sacks in particular. If you look back at this, against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, against the Las Vegas Raiders, against Seattle in this playoff game, and I believe the 3rd or 4th game of the year against the Carolina Panthers, he had 0 sacks. So that's the good thing. So there is a formula and a recipe to neutralize his pass rushing ability. And the second thing that you need to do is be very, very intentional, okay, about some tempo passes, catch and release throws, the slant routes, and run screens at him. If you run screens at him, what you'll notice is that you get him to hesitate a little bit coming off the ball because he's looking the next several plays. And that's all you need. That's just enough to keep him honest so that he does not pin his ears back and go full speed at your tackles. Because as great as Tyron Smith is, and as well as Tyler Smith has played, it's not going to be a favorable matchup to let him be in a position to run up the field full speed at these guys, because not only does he have speed, but he's extremely strong, right? He's built almost like a bodybuilder, and he has great hand work, so he can get off you with his hands and defeat hands and close that loop and get sacks. And the last thing you need to do against this guy is that you need to bring help. And you don't need to bring the type of help like soon as the ball snaps, you run the running back up at him. No, you need to have somebody lined up really close to him in a tight formation, whether it be a tight end or whether it be a wide receiver, and you need to chip him immediately when the ball snaps so that you can stop his momentum and slow his get off. And that's how you deal with him. Fred Warner is probably the best middle linebacker in football. Yep. And at the end of the day, there's only one way to deal with a guy that is really good. And, Boss, you already said it. Line up isolation draws, power lead plays, run straight at this dude, make him be physical, and make him tackle all game long because you're running straight at him. If you run away from him and you try to be clever, he's just going to run you down backside and make a lot of tackles. Yeah. Because that's how good he is. Yeah. You got to run.
And not just him. You got to bring up Greenlaw too, man. He's another sneaky guy. But go ahead.
No, you got it, guys. You got it, Law. Go ahead.
No. I was gonna say Dre Greenlaw. He's a guy that can cover hook to flat too, and he's that guy that sits back in those sink areas, and he is a guy that's a tackling machine for them. I think he's probably the leading tackler on their team. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you got it, Law.
No, you got it, brother. I'm done.
He was finished.
Okay, you were done. You were finished with it. Okay, well, Greenlaw is another guy. They're going to do the rushing of the four. They're going to have the big boys inside like Eric Armstead and all of those guys. So Dak will not have the luxury of soft edge like he had this past game. Their edge rushers, Bosa, and the other guy on the opposite side, they will get home. So, and there will be a limited pocket to climb. So that's why we got to give the ball to the outside for Tony Pollard to make them pay. And then on top of that, if we can make this game like that when we start using that play action, because I truly believe that they are subject to the double moves. They are subject to also the quarterback finding those soft areas in the middle of the field and gashing them. And Dak Prescott, if he roll out and Bosa's fool around, cut too far in there, he's due for a big gash on the run on the outside. So this should be a game. That's how you got to neutralize their defense. They are a fast team. They are a team that, like I said, they rally and chase, and they will miss some tackles. They got a guy named Talano who's very good, but he's an all-pro, what have you, and also a Pro Bowler, but he will miss some tackle. He is an over-aggressive guy. He's an opportunistic guy, but you can utilize that against him.
Appreciate that analysis, Low. Big, it's on you, big dog.
I think we need to play fast. I think we need to continue to play fast like we were playing against those Buccaneers. I like how we put the pressure on that defense. I agree with y'all how we need to attack Bosa, but I feel like we need to really just play fast against these guys. A quick tempo offense. Dak Prescott is a rhythm guy. It looks like we're a rhythm offense. When we can get that rhythm rolling, we start really putting that pressure on that defense. And I really like to see some no huddle. That's another way to get a pass rusher, run them down, get them tired. Come to that line quick after you get a quick, 6 yards on the play. Let's get right back to that line of scrimmage. I think we need to continue to play faster against these guys and not play a slow down, prodding type of game. I know we love Ezekiel Elliott, and I understand the physicality, but I need to see some Tony Pollard in this game as well. If you look at his games, especially when we played them, when I think it was Dak was hurt, Tony Pollard was lit. He was lit that game and was turning up in that against that defense. So I need to see a heavy dose of Tony Pollard. We need to see quick flats out like you was talking about, screens, the sprint draw like Coach Marv said in that super chat. I think we just need to play fast against these guys and put that pressure on that defense. See, one thing about a team, just like if you're a basketball team, right? They say a team that pressures people don't like to be pressured, right? With a team that full course pressure you, those teams don't like being pressured. They like to put the pressure, but they don't like the pressure put on them. That's what I feel like needs to happen with these Cowboys. We need to play fast against these guys, some no huddles, some quick tempo offense. I feel like that's going to really put pressure on that defensive line, especially if they're rushing forward. Get those guys tired up front. Make it to where they can't sub those guys in and out, and they get tired and gassed and tongues coming out their mouth. We needed to see that type of tempo, in my opinion, against these San Francisco 49ers.
And there it is. So I'll say this as the final word. First, isn't this just beautiful? Ooh. First of all, we back in the playoffs for the second time.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't done that since the 90s. Bro, we playing San Fran again. I love it. Historically, this is dope. See, big game, OC, do you remember we had Everson Walls on the show?
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about the game with San Fran, the catch with Clark.
Don't remind us.
I just love the fact that history has repeated itself and we get a chance at revenge. This gotta be classic. This got to be a classic. And this is getting ready to be a classic. And I'm happy for this day, man. My boy Big Game James, man, he said, I'm ready to, man, he don't know what color, but he got that Kool-Aid pitch ready. I can see it in his eyes. I can see it, dog. I know my partner. I know Big. He love these Cowboys. And I just love that we get a chance to run it back. Our whole off-season redemption story has been remember San Fran. We started training camp with that. We said, remember San Fran, how they was physical at us. This our chance. This our chance. And I think we're getting ready to see some beautiful, beautiful Dallas Cowboy football.
Yeah.
You know what?
Sure.
You know what? Before you go, Big Game James, I'm gonna post this right here, and I hope you can. Dang, it ain't gonna go all over there. Hold on.
You trying to send me some?
No, it should go in the chat. Hold on. It's for reference. Hold on.
You put some in the chat?
Hey, I'll put it in the chat right now. I'm about to do it twice.
My boy Law will.
There you go.
He will fly this plane.
So you should be able to see it since we all linked in together. You should be able to see that. Right. Yeah. I want Big Game James because I know he was around when all of this happened. You know what I mean? Both of them. You see my comment?
Not yet. I don't see it. I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
I can't see it from my phone.
That's okay. Go ahead. That's okay. That's okay. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead, Big Game. I'll read it out when I go.
Okay.
All I'm going to say is this. I'm bouncing off Boss on this one. This is a beautiful thing right now because these are the three teams I asked for in this order.
Yep.
I asked for this order.
So did.
About 3 weeks ago. Made a show. I said, I want Tampa, Niners, Eagles. I said, that's the games I want on the road because those are three teams that, like you said, it's a revenge tour. Not really against them Eagles. I just want to shut them up.
Yeah.
But I just feel like this is fate, fellas. As I said before, we played Tom Brady in 2021, right? Beat us. We played Tom Brady at the beginning of the year. Beat us. I said, what is the chances that you get to play him again? Then you get to play him again in the playoffs when it matters.
Yes.
That's why I'm like, you got to take this opportunity because the football gods are shining on you to be able to get your revenge.
Yes.
And that's what you did against Tom Brady. And how does it happen that you get to play the Niners in the next round who beat you? Like Boss said, we've been talking about that all year and we get to play them again. I believe this is fate.
Yep.
I believe this is fate.
Yep.
I believe this is fate.
Yes,
Football fate. You're going down, San Francisco. Read the tweet again, y'all. San Francisco, you're losing. Purdy pumpkin is happening. And the Cowboys going to walk out with that victory in San Fran. Now, I don't know about that next game, But this game, you see that Kool-Aid, man, I'm going to be drinking it because the Cowboys are going to beat the Niners, and Brock Purdy is coming down to earth. Book it.
Man.
That's my final word.
Love it. Man. Ooh, okay, I see your super chat in here, Law. I finally got it. It came through. Let me get Law up in here. He said 1992. 30 San Francisco 20. 1993. Dallas 38, San Fran 21. 1994, Dallas 28, San Fran. See, ooh, this.
Yes, indeed.
Ooh.
So that's just what I was just trying to say. Dallas 30, San Fran 20. That's in 19 to 92, and then back to back in 93. Dallas 38. San Fran 21, you know what I mean? Back to back, beating that doggone back. Twin know about that, you know what I'm saying? Folded up, going to cry to mama. I already know. And then in 1994, it was going to be the three-peat, but that dude, prime time for your mind, done PI'd my guy, the playmaker. And I still not let that go. I'm going to put that on my tombstone somewhere. But that's just what it is. And then in the year of 2021, yes, indeed, the Dallas Cowboys lost to those doggone San Francisco 17 to 23. Now we just getting our revenge back for what is rightfully designed for the Cowboys, the real American team with the silver and blue. We're gonna go over there to, where they at? Santa Clara? They ain't in the Bay Area no more because we own the Bay. Y'all know about that. So we gonna go over there and we gonna put the whooping on those doggone 49ers so that when I pick up my phone, I can be hearing this. Don't tell mama what I'm gonna do to you. Come on, bro. Come on, boy.
So hold on, Law. Was that your final word or you got another one to eat?
No, that's my final word, man. Let OC can close it out today.
Okay,
Let's
OC
go, baby.
it out. Let's go, baby.
Let's
OC,
go.
You the closer today, big dog.
Hey, man, listen, this is Road to Redemption Part 2. We already done retired Brady, man. He's out of here. Now we got the San Francisco 49ers coming up, man, in their home field. And so this is what's going to go down. And this is what I really believe at the end of the day. The Cowboys are going to run the ball very, very effectively. Dak Prescott is going to have another brilliant performance. He's going to be just as good, if not better than he was versus the Bucs. And our defense is going to get to Purdy. And at the end of the day, I think this one might be a classic. But I'm going to tell you like this, guys. I think that the Cowboys would definitely come out on top. We got the better quarterback. We got the better team. And we got the better mojo. I think the Cowboys is hitting that sweet spot where we got that mojo. And that's what I see in this particular game. So look out for the Cowboys to go down to San Francisco 49ers home field and go ahead and take their gold, stash it in our saddle, and then ride the horse all the way back to Dallas. That's what we finna to do, man, and go beat these 49ers this Sunday. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Man.
That fucking close, man. That was a good one.
Oh, man, you know, but that boy OC go hard. Man, I can't believe Law got a brother that's a San Fran fan. That's crazy.
Yeah, and we wasn't dodging you, man. He was saying, send me the link. He donated too. Send the link.
Boy, I would have loved it. Ooh, I would have threw you all the way up in here, twin. Damn.
So good.
We would have gave you that business today, twin. You lucky. You so lucky, twin. You didn't want this today, twin. And I know twin go hard. I box twin before. Yeah, twin got some hands.
Man. He was all in context, Law, context. Well, I'm gonna contextualize it for you.
Man,
Cowboys
we did want that smoke. Twin say, dog, we want that smoke. I'm gonna try to see if I can work out something with you and your brother, man. I gotta do a show with both of y'all, bro. If we can work that out some kind of way, I know that's a miracle this week. But Twin, we gotta get you, bro. Ooh, we gotta get Twin on, man, with Law. Woo, man, we gonna smoke you, Twin.
Let's get it.
Let's get it, man. Refinement.
I mix Nike with designer, I experiment.
Word.
You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it.
Let's go.
Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it
Fatality.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.